Hey, this is Zach from Custer Marketing, and I'm here today with a really special guest. Is a friend of mine, and I'm going to let him introduce himself, but I just wanted to let you guys know what this video is going to be about. We're going to answer some marketing questions and just give you guys some really good insights in marketing. So, Shaun, why don't you introduce yourself?
All right, I'm Shaun Strauss. I'm the owner and operator of Phone Bash. We also have a job in the corporate world and looking to open a new business this spring in the events industry. So I was hoping today we could spend a few minutes talking about marketing and understanding, just some questions that I had.
Yeah, we can do that. And I'd love to just pick your brain as well as we talk back and forth about small business and marketing and see what we can accomplish today.
Awesome. So my first question really at the end of the day, when I look at spending money to open a business, why is marketing important?
So marketing is how you let other places know about your business. And it's impossible for you to say, hey, Google, or hey, consumer, this is my business without marketing.
Okay. So it seems like it's pretty important that I put some of my money towards marketing, but it seems like the hot trend right now is like SEC or SEO or SEA or something like that.
SEO, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's search engine optimization. So
What does that mean?
Yeah, so search engine optimization is how you are found, how your business is found in search results, whether that's Google or Bing or any other search engine. It's how your business shows up. And so you've seen those blue links that you click on. Those are called SERPs, SERPs. And what you're doing with SEO is telling the search engine enough information about your business so that way it knows about your business and can rank it higher.
As a small business owner, that seems really expensive.
Yeah.
Like people are offering thousands of dollars. Can I do something small to start with?
Yeah, so the easiest thing that nobody really talks about is just signing up with that search engine, whether it's Bing or Google or whatever, and just saying, hey, my business exists. I mean, you have to start a small business by telling the government that you exist. So it's the same way with Google. It doesn't just automatically know that your business is there, that it exists, and what it's about. So there's this thing called a sitemap. So when you set up your Google profile or your Bing profile, you go in and you submit a sitemap, and it's super, super easy. You just take a link and submit it to them, and then they can read and call your website and understand exactly what it's about.
So it sort of sounds like something I should do early on.
Yeah. So the first thing that you should do when you start your website is obviously make sure you get your domain and all of that stuff taken care of. And then as soon as you do that, once you have your website built, put that all together and get your sitemap submitted.
Okay, so it's really important I set up my website right from the beginning. Can you have a bad reputation on the internet too?
Yes, for sure. Yeah. I think one of the worst things that you can do is have a horrible website. I mean, think about it. Anymore, we're such in a digital world that if someone goes to your website and they can't scroll, or there's so many pop-ups all over the place that you're trying to click X and then it plays this video for you, it's super annoying and super frustrating. And what do you think you're going to do? This is the first time that someone comes to your business, the first time they come to your website, and it has ads all over the place, has pop-ups, has all these things trying to distract you and sell you on something. They're immediately going to just walk right out. They're going to hit the X and go somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, I learned that the hard way in the first few months of our business as we started out, not investing as much into the things behind the scenes and really trying to put money into the front things that people see, realizing how important it is. So as I look to start a new business next year, what would you say a couple keys for me in marketing? Obviously, this SEO gave me a lot to think about, but what else is really important when it comes to marketing?
Yeah, so initially, like I said, the first step is you need to get that sitemap submitted. That's so important. If you don't do that, Google has no idea what to tell you. And that's free. I mean, it takes maybe 10 minutes to get that done on Google and on Bing and get that set up. The next thing that I would say is make sure that you have an analytics platform set up. As a business owner, you want to know what pages they're going to. And that's where you want to put your time and effort into those pages because they're going there. So if you think that the best page for your website is going to be your foam cannons, and then you have your analytics set up and they say, you know what, this is showing that everyone's going to your birthday page. And for you as a business owner, you only put 10 minutes of effort into creating that page. Well, that's something that you should say, hey, you know what, I need to spend time on that and optimize that page, make it look better, maybe add some extra buttons, and figure out what they are really looking for on that website.
It sounds like I'd be better off to find a good partner
Yeah.
like you to handle that piece of it for me because I've got a lot of other things to worry about. So that's the digital piece of it. I was really curious though, like from day one, I want to create a brand. Like I see you're wearing Under Armour, and you're like we know the logo that means Under Armour. So how do I get people to understand my brand and create a brand?
Yeah, so brand is a little bit difficult because it's not what you want people to think about your company. It's what they think about you. So it's not saying, hey, this is what my company stands for. It's what people think about when it comes up in a private conversation. So if they're talking about Under Armour, what are they feeling towards it when they're not in an Under Armour store? So how does that translate to phone bash? It might be after the party's over, weeks down the road, what are people saying to their neighbors about how your phone party was? Was it like a great experience, or was it, oh my goodness, the phone was terrible? And
So
that's what leads up to your brand, not just your logo and colors.
So how do I get people to remember though what like who I am when they leave a party? Like I mean I got my name on my t-shirt, but like the t-shirts were
Yeah.
cheap and I didn't put a lot of money into that. So what's important about my brand? How do I get people to remember, "Oh yeah, I had a great time, but what was the name of that
Yeah.
company?"
So it's funny that you ask. We all are have the attention span of a goldfish, which is about 7 seconds. So there's been studies, and you can look this up, that there's people all over the place that have poured so much time into how this question that you're asking. And the key that most people have found is your brand, your logo, your name, everything about it needs to be at your event at least 7 times and in different ways so that way they remember it. The other thing is after you have that, you need to obviously make a good impression. So if you have your logo 7 times, well, and you just had a horrible party, they're going to remember that horrible party and they're going to remember your logo. So something that's super, super important is, yes, have your logo everywhere, have your name everywhere as much as possible, and then give them the best experience. Go out of your way to say, hey, you know what? You guys paid for an hour, but you guys have been doing so great. I'm going to give you an extra 15 minutes. And there's studies that show even in restaurants, when places give you mints when you go to pay your bill, the tips go way higher. And if someone comes back and gives you 2 mints, then your tips even go higher. So going out of the way and just making it memorable for that person by whatever your business does, just offering something extra to them, it'll go a long way.
So newspaper, radio, things like that are kind of a dying industry.
So radio is really, really difficult. You're trying to catch people while they're driving, and most people are on their phone, and it's just hard. It's not where it used to, where everyone has a radio in their kitchen and they're making dinner, or radios are playing at the workplace and stuff. Normally with radio, it's in the background. People are doing something else.
So if I want to run ads, where do I do it?
Yeah, so the best thing that Custer Marketing has found to be successful is running ads where people have intent. And so there's outbound and there's inbound marketing. And so outbound would be like TV or radio, where you're just pushing out your information out there. You're trying to get anyone and everyone to remember your brand. And YouTube ads, when you go to click that, skip, 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 hurry up, and then they play another ad for you. It's really annoying. So sometimes those ads work really, really well. But we at Customer Market, we found that when people have high intent, which is the inbound marketing, you're trying to pull people in. So if they're searching for fun things to do in Ohio, well, that might be something that you should run ads for, because people are already looking for it. And then your business is going to show up higher because you're running ads.
That's really cool. So you're saying the marketing strategy for a company like me, even a small company like me, I should take my budget and really put it into digital and electronic marketing.
I would say for the most part, I wouldn't omit the print side of things. Definitely something that you could give out after each party could be something that you hand to the parents and say, hey, give us a Google review. Leave them something there, which is hard to do digitally. Yard signs you could do. I know a lot of people, like if you have ever seen landscaping, they always put their sign in the yard that says, "Hey, I did this."
Mm-hmm.
You could do something like that. Mailers at schools and churches and nonprofits, places like that. If you can get their address, I'd say send them a postcard. The people are always looking in that industry. They're always looking for the next big thing that they can wow all of their kids
Yeah.
with. So I think in certain aspects, print would still work very well.
What about like feedback from the customers, and how do I like when I did really well and it went over really well? You mentioned Google reviews. Like, can you tell me a little bit about reviews and how I manage to make sure that I don't like have somebody like destroy me on
Yeah.
Google?
So one of the biggest things that you can do is make the lasting impression while you're at the party for your in your industry. And starting with that is way before the party even starts. It's getting the communication set right. So for you, do they submit a form or how does that work for you?
Yeah, they fill out a form and then we sign a contract and we have a lot of back and forth with the
Okay.
customer and then but once it's paid and done, we send them kind of a thank you and sometimes we ask them to fill out the review, but something we could probably get
Yeah.
better at.
So I would say the setting up the stage for you to get that review starts way at the very, very, very beginning. So your communication, when they fill out that form, it needs to be like quick. Hey, let's get to this person immediately. Let's text them, let's email them, whatever that we need to do. Just say, hey, we just sent you over that contract. If you have any questions, in certain circumstances, if it's a larger corporation, maybe a call would be appropriate. But setting the stage where you're different from everyone else in the foam industry because your communication is excellent. And I think that's exactly where it starts. From there, it's branding at the party and it's how you performed at the party. So, especially if you have a really expensive client, maybe they're thousands of dollars, I don't know what things cost, but maybe thousands of dollars into this foam party. Well, then you better show up and actually show them a good time. If not, then you're probably not going to get a good review or a review at all. And I would say that Google reviews are one of the most important things that you can have for your business. And there's other platforms like Yelp and some other ones that are also important too. But Google ranks, it goes back to SEO. So one of the things that helps in SEO is if your website is authoritative. And that all comes from your reputation. And your reputation is built by Google reviews. So if you have a bunch of 5-star reviews and you only have maybe one bad, maybe a 1-star because there was a client that was upset with something, that goes a long way that you have a lot of Google reviews. If you see, normally the person that shows up top in search results doesn't have one 5-star review. So something that I encourage all of my clients to do is every chance you can get, be asking for it. What's the worst they can do? Say no? I mean, they're already not going to fill out a review. So just ask them, give them some, like maybe it's a chocolate bar or something that goes along with a little card that says, hey, just let us know how we did. And that'll go a long way and it'll help you rank better on Google as well.
That's awesome, Zach. I appreciate the time. It
Yeah.
was a great opportunity for us to partner. As I look to my next steps with my new business, I'll be reaching out and we'll definitely spend some time together on that. But in closing, could you tell me, like, could you sum up what marketing is and why I need a marketer, why I need to partner with somebody like Custer Marketing?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing is the business owner has to wear so many hats, and it's impossible for one person to be excellent at everything. It's just we can't function like that.
I'm pretty excellent at everything.
But I mean, you are there to start the business and get it going and to see it succeed. Agency like Customer Marketing, they step in and it's not about them making money. And especially at Customer Marketing, we have core values that say we're never going to suggest something to you that isn't going to be profitable to you. So it's not about the money for us. It's about how can we take your brand, your values, your logos, your everything about your business and get it in front of the right people. And with a background of all different industries, we know how to do that. Where for you, I might have to teach you and go over and over and over again, and it might add up and be expensive. And it's just easier if you have someone that can say, hey, Customer Marketing, I need this fixed on my website. Hey, I need this social post up, and you don't ever even have to think about it.
So I sat in a corporate meeting one time, and our director of marketing was questioned about digital marketing, and they made a comment that it's really hard to tell how well we're doing with the money we spend. Could you just close by telling us, like, how do I know that what you're doing is providing any value at
Yeah.
all?
I just made a video about this on my social media, and there's one really useful tool. It's called Detailed SEO Extension. And you can go on the Google Chrome store, download this extension, and go to your agency's website. And you click on the extension, and it'll show their SEO and how they built their website. And it'll tell you in red if they didn't do things right.
Mm.
And I would never, ever, ever pay a company that didn't even set up their website correctly. How is a marketing company going to set up their website incorrectly? And then what's going to happen? Then your website's wrong, and they're going to build it the same way. And everything from the start of your business is going to be set up incorrectly. So that's one way that I tell everyone. And if you're watching, you can go on Custer Marketing and use this. We make sure that all of our websites are set up correctly, and that's something we take pride in for our clients.
Well, awesome, Zach. I really appreciate the advice, and we'll be looking forward to working together.